having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years and #2 among public universities for employability. ASU isn't just ahead of the curve, it's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome to another Transfer Tuesday here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am sitting here in complete awe of what this month has brought us. This is our final Transfer Tuesday here in June, our incredible month of creativity and expression, and what a journey it has been. Even with that divine week of forced stillness I experienced, we have received such profound downloads, amazing guests, and life-changing insights. And speaking of divine confirmation, did y'all hear Friday's episode? Episode 333. Episode 333, yes, which adds up to the spirit number 9333. The universe has literally confirmed that everything that we've been receiving this month has been divinely orchestrated. What today's Transfer Tuesday is called the creative completion, integrating June's divine downloads, because we're not just ending this month, we are completing a sacred cycle and preparing for what's next. And I have some exciting news. Starting next Monday, we are launching the 333 Way, a 7-day divine download challenge. So make sure that you're following all of my social medias, because this is going to be very powerful. All right, so before we get into today's topic, let's take a quick break, all right? It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Hey, it's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by. Me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to AskNyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. All right, my beautiful people, well, welcome back. You know what, before we get into this topic, let's first ground ourselves in this energy of creative completion, all right? So if you can just find a comfortable position, and if it's feel right for you to close your eyes, all right? Now take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. I want you to think about this month, all the creativity that has flowed through you, all of the insights that you received, all of the ways that you express your authentic self. Now, when you breathe in, I want you to breathe in gratitude for every creative moment. And when you breathe out, I want you to breathe out any resistance to your own artistic power. Now, I want you to imagine yourself as a vessel that's been filled with divine creative energy all month long. I want you to feel that energy settling in your bones, your heart, and your soul. Now with your next breath, I want you to breathe in completion. The knowing that you have received everything you needed this month. And when you exhale, I want you to breathe out readiness for the new level of creative expression that is coming. Now I want you to place your hand on your heart, and I want you to feel the creative force that lives within you. It's not going anywhere. It is a part of who you are now. Now take one more deep breath in, feeling grateful for this moment of transformation. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people, again, thank you for just sharing this space with me. All right, so as we sit here reflecting on this month, I am so very overjoyed with gratitude. June was supposed to be about creativity and expression, but it became so much more than that. It became about divine timing, sacred stillness, and technology healing, creative survival, and ultimately the courage to trust our downloads. So let me take you on this journey with me, because each conversation, each insight, each moment of this month has been building to something bigger. So let's talk about the power of creative survival. We started strong with ZY's incredible story about embracing creativity through adversity. Yeah, when she shared about being kicked out of the house with no money, no friends, no family, and having to live in her car, that could have been the end of her story. But instead, it became the beginning of her creative rebirth. You know, ZY taught us that creativity isn't just about the art of music or writing. This is about creating, about a creative problem solving. This is about celebrating those small wins, even if it's a small Subway sandwich, because it becomes a victory when you shift your perspective. It's about asking, what lessons should I learn from this instead of why me? Her story showed us that our lowest moments often becomes the soil of where our greatest creativity grows. And when she said, I discovered this little tool that I really want people to learn, and that's celebrating wins. That wasn't just advice, that was a download she received in her darkest hour that became medicine for thousands. So now let's talk about that sacred stillness download. What came to me last week for my divine stillness, when I came back from vacation ready to execute all of my June plans, the fashion show, the purpose, rebirth, retreat, full throttle productivity. But my body said, nah, baby, you are going to be still. In that forced stillness, everything shifted. Plans got postponed, but they weren't canceled. They were redirected for a better timing. The fashion show moved to winter. The retreat moved to October, creating space for something I never saw coming. That Explant podcast download came through while I was organizing. complete with title, format, purpose, everything. And my husband's immediate enthusiasm. That was confirmation that this wasn't just a random idea, that this was an assignment from God, an assignment from the universe. And the lesson, sometimes the most creative thing we can do is absolutely nothing. Sometimes forced stillness isn't punishment. It is preparation for downloads that we could have received while moving at full speed. Now let's talk about technology meets divine healing. Let's talk about that journey. When Dr. Foojan Zeine showed us something incredible on how technology can support our deepest healing work. With her awareness integration theory in the Miri AI chatbot aren't just innovative. They are the results of decades of personal healing work that became a download for serving others. And what stuck with me most about Dr. Foojan's story was how she didn't just create a therapy app, that she created a hybrid AI that combines rules-based safety with generative learning. She spent years making sure that it would truly serve people and not just make money. That conversation taught us that our healing journeys aren't just personal. They're research and development for how we can serve others. You see, every breakthrough that we have, every tool that we discover, every insight that we integrate becomes potential medicine for the collective. And let's talk about yesterday's conversation with the sacred space of nature, where Dr. Will brought us back to our roots, literally by exploring on how nature nurtures our creativity. That conversation about environmental health, about being in tune with Earth's heartbeat, about recognizing that nature is creativity and creativity is nature. I love sharing about my Miami experience on how those intrusive birds were trying to give me a message that I wasn't ready to receive because I was too busy looking for a message instead of just being present. Dr. Will's wisdom about be everything, expect nothing shifted my entire understanding of how to receive from nature. That episode reminded us that we don't have to force creativity. We just have to create the conditions for the flow through grounding, through presence, through connections with the elements that sustain all life. And then I want to just talk about a little bit about tomorrow's conversation that's coming with Meredith Lockoff, that she will be showing us something profound with her laser quick work. The sacred threshold where healing becomes creativity and creativity becomes healing. Her cold laser therapy isn't just about quitting addiction. It's about restoring people's natural endorphin levels so they can assess their creative problem-solving abilities. And I want to share this a little bit. What moved me most is how she emphasized the addiction in that problem, that it's a solution of not wanting to feel. A true healing happens when we can raise someone's endorphins naturally so they have the capacity to deal with the trauma creatively rather than survive it. That conversation is going to show us that sometimes the most creative act is getting healthy enough to create. And sometimes we have to heal our way back to our natural creative state. And I want to remind you of last Friday's conversation, the 333 divine confirmation. And when I say about Friday, oh my goodness, Friday, episode 333, 333 added up to 9, my spirit number. Right as we was completing this month of creative exploration, if that's not divine confirmation, I don't know what it is. God, the universe literally used numerology to confirm that everything that we've been receiving this month has been guided, that our downloads are real, that our insights are valid, and our creative expression serves something bigger than just us. So what does that all mean? How do we integrate everything that we learned this month? First, creative in survival. ZY taught us that creativity isn't a luxury, it is a survival skill. When life knocks you down, your ability to think creativity, to find solutions, to celebrate small wins, that's what carries you forward. And the second one is stillness creates space for downloads. My week of illness taught us that forced stillness isn't a lost time, it's receiving time. The most profound downloads often come when we're not trying to be productive. And the third is technology can support our soul work. Dr. Foojan showed us that innovation and spirituality are an opposite. When we combine technology with wisdom, with safety, with genuine desire to serve, we can reach people in ways that never before was possible. And fourth, nature is our creative reset button. Dr. Will reminded us that we don't have to manufacture creativity, that we just have to plug back into the source, the earth, the elements, the natural rhythm of the sustains of all life. And fifth, healing and creating are the same dance. Tomorrow we will learn that Meredith demonstrated that sometimes we can't assess our creativity until we've healed enough to think clearly. Sometimes the most creative things we can do is get healthy. And the sixth is the divine downloads are real and confirmed. The 333 energy confirmed that when we receive inspiration with ease, when ideas come complete, with knowing, with visions lights us up, those aren't random thoughts. Those are assignments. So how do we practically integrate all of this? How do we carry June's creative awakening into the rest of your year? Create download journey. Create a downloads journal. Start documenting the ideas, the insights, the inspiration that come to you. And don't judge them. Don't analyze them. Just capture them. Some of your most random thoughts might be your most important assignments. And honor your stillness. When your body asks for rest, when plans get postponed, when you are forced to slow down, ask what wants to come through during this time instead of fighting the pause. And celebrate small creative wins. Like ZY with her Subway sandwich acknowledged that every moment of creative expression. Finish the paragraph. Celebrate it. Try a new recipe. Celebrate it. That you spoke your truth. Celebrate it. And connect with nature daily. Even if that's just putting your feet in the grass for 5 minutes or watching clouds, reconnect with the creative force that sustains all life. And trust your healing journey. Remember that every step of your healing isn't always preparing you to serve others. Your recovery isn't just personal. It's research on how you can help heal the collective. And act on downloads quickly. When inspiration strikes, take some kind of action within 24 hours. It doesn't have to be big. Just a signal from God, from the universe, that you are paying attention and that you are ready to receive more. Now, let me tell you about what's coming next week for the 333 Way, the 7 Divine Downloads Challenge. Starting Monday, we're going to spend 7 days specifically focused on day 1, open and receive. Day 2, recognizing divine downloads. Day 3, trusting your guidance. The next is acting on inspiration. Day 5, creating through stillness. Day 6, community and confirmation, and day 7, integration and next steps. Now, this is what I'm saying right now, but I know me as I get into creating and recording and filming, it might switch up. But just know within these 7 days, this is what we're going to talk about. And in each day, I'll be sharing specific practices, prompts, and perspectives to just help you to develop your own download receiving system. We'll be using the 333 energy, that energy of divine guidance and creative expression, and then to step into a new level of trust and creative courage. So I want to make sure that you're following me on all social medias, because I'll be sharing daily insights. I'm going to try to start the behind the scenes moments and ways for us to support each other through this challenge. And let's talk about the completion ceremony. So before we close today, I want us to do something special, a completion ceremony for this incredible month. I want you to take a moment to think about who you were at the beginning of June and who you are now. I want you to think about the creative expression that you've explored, the downloads that you receive, the courage that you found. Feel into that truth, that creativity, that it isn't something that you have to force or manufacture, but it's something that you already are. You are creatively expressing itself as human being. I want you to feel into that, knowing that you are on your healing journey, that your creative expression, that your willingness to trust, that your divine downloads, all of it serves something bigger than just you. And I want you to feel into that excitement of what's coming next. The 333 challenge, the Explant podcast series, the redirected dreams that are aligning with better timing, the downloads that are waiting for you to create space to receive them. My beautiful people, creative souls, what a month that has been. What a month that it has been. From ZY's creative survival to my forced stillness downloads, from Dr. Foojan's AI healing to Dr. Will's nature wisdom. It has definitely been an amazing month. To the connection to the 333 divine confirmation, we have received the complete masterclass on how creative healing and divine guidance work together. And I didn't even speak about the top of the month of what we learned. But as we complete this cycle and prepare for the 3-3-way challenge, I want you to remember that you are not just a consumer of creativity, that you are creativity itself, expressing through human form. And I want to remind you that your downloads are real. Your guidance is valid. Your creative expressions matters. Remember the prayers that you ask for. Be open to receive the answers, whatever those answers are. And God in the universe, it actually spent a whole entire month confirming that through every conversation, every insight, every prayer, every moment of transformation that we shared. Again, I want to thank you for this journey with me, just taking this journey with me. And thank you for being open to receive and willing to transform and brave enough to express your authentic creative self. So my beautiful people, get ready for the 3-3-way, my loves. Get ready to step into a new level of divine downloads and receiving creative courage. Within your prayer, there are downloads. I want you to remember that. So until then, keep creating, keep trusting, and keep being your beautiful, divine, guided, artistic soul that you are. All right, my beautiful people, have an amazing day. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovering and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer. Have a good one.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.